Hello and welcome to another episode. This one is all about the EV9 Walkaround that I got at Acorn, Burntwood last night. That's right, the EV9 finally came to Burntwood. It's been a long time coming. Anyway, this is what I found. Side mirrors are digital side mirrors, very concepty, which aren't available on this. Also the digital LEDs in the front grille are not available yet, but they could be available next year according to the sales guy I spoke to. Those are two of the things. Also the Kia store things where you could buy features is also not available on this. This is just my first walk around it. Overall it's very impressive and huge. I'll come to all the technical specs later in the prices. So on 21-inch tyres, this is the GT Line S model. GT Line S comes in a 6-seat or a 7-seat configuration. I think the 7-seat is a bench seat, so it's cheaper than the 6-seat because it's got 2 swivel seats. And those are the rear lights and the way they look. It's e-gmp, as in it's got the charge port at the back, so it's got the full charging speed that an EV6 or Ioniq 5 and 6 have got. It's got those offset logos, which I ain't keen on at all, but never mind. Door handles are like a slide out little truck that comes out. Very solid, I did have a feel. Top version comes with a head-up display. Get a close-up of the lights, the rear lights. Very nice. Two number plate lights. And you've got those markings on the charge door to tell you where to press, which I believe the EV6 MI24 now has got. Just looking around the door trim. And a close-up of the lights, the LED lights. Top two trims have got adaptive lights like the EV6 has got, but these are their own thing, a different kind of unit. Whereas the Air model has got just straight LED lights. This has got a double sunroof on the GT Line S. It's tilt and swivel slidey thing. Or it opens, I'm not sure how much. And then you've got the second sunroof, which I think is immovable. Just a quick trip over the top. The seats are very nice. They felt like leather. I'm not sure, 100% sure. Again, a look at the huge 21-inch wheels. Now a quick peek at the sunroofs. And looking at the whole side profile from a distance. This is a better shape than I think the EV5 is. It looks better. That's inside the charge door, and there's a charging light, just like the EV6 MI24 has now got. And those are close-ups to the digital side mirrors, which aren't available. But first time I've seen them on one of these. I do like the lights a lot. And those are the there are two types of roof bars. The Air's got basic roof bars, and this is supposed to have a cross roof bar. I don't know if it has. And a quick look in the boot. It's a small boot, but you can put both rows of seats down, so it can be an enormous cargo space. This is towards the end of the night when he had to roll it out to dismantle the all the stuff that's inside to take it away. And the tyres don't have to make a racket on the floor. Nice view of the tail lights. Close up of the front profile. It's a really tall car. Those are the open and closing vents, just like you get on an EV6. Cooling the battery. And that's a close-up of the boot space with one of the seats down. That's the front boot or frunk or front storage. That is the same size as a rear-wheel drive EV6. It's slightly wider but not quite as deep. It's also got a button on the inside in case someone wants to escape. It doesn't have its own lid. The bonnet forms the lid of it. So these are all your access panels to fill up all your fluids, which I had trouble putting back on with one hand. And another one. That's battery coolant, I think. And then you've got the water filler, and the top one I think is brake fluid. You've got two buttons on the back, and you've got a vehicle to load socket there. So those two buttons, they flip the middle row of seats down. This is under the floor in the back. You've got a little bit of storage. And also that's where it's got a proper parcel shelf, just like you get in an EV6, and you could fold away. It looks about the same to me. Inside the doors you've got heating and cooling buttons for the second row seats, and you've got those sunshades in the back windows. The seats felt very leverish, apart from the top, which had a kind of fuzzy fabric. That's just a view out the top. You can see out the top window, and what you see in the roof space. Your seating controls, but for your second row. Nice fabric headrest. Close up of the doors, you've got the touch stud there to open and close the doors like you do on my EV6 anyway. Little touchpad. And they feel very solid, as I've said before. Third row seats. And that's your release cable thing, and your second row seat buttons close up. There's a button on the side which flips them forward so you can get in the car into the third row, like that. Yeah. Deep pockets in the backs of seats, and they're probably bigger than the EV6s. USB-Cs in the side of the front seats. Those chillers and heater buttons in the middle row seats. That's one of the 14 Meridian speakers. And inside the cockpit, this is a new free display panel one. You've got the centre HVAC panel and the infotainment on the left and the drivers to the right. Minimal amount of buttons. Press and hold setup gets you into setup just like it does on the other Kias. But that layout, it seems quite muddled. I mean, it could be a pre-production thing. It just seems untidy compared to what I'm used to. Don't think this is quite there yet. Maybe they've got to mess around with fonts and layouts. But I mean, it'll get better in a later update, I think. It's got a rear wiper, which is hidden in the back tailgate. It did 4.4 miles per kilowatt hour over 1 mile, which isn't very far, but this car doesn't drive very far. It goes on the back of a trailer when it comes and goes, so it's not very representative. The volume knobs now is like a roller. There's one on the steering wheel, one in the middle. Glovebox is quite deep.
That's nice indeed.
And heated and cooled seat buttons on the side. Again, oh no, that's lock and unlock. There are heated and cooled buttons somewhere. I did find them. USB-C for an entertainment plug-in. And plenty of ambient lights. That's the fingerprint reader, which allows you to start the car, and that's for going downhill.
It's under here.
The box underneath the centre console you access via the back. There's a deep hole with an ambient light in, which I'll come to in a bit.
Nice bit of ambience.
And that's about the same size as the EV6s where my wife puts a handbag. The two lights on top of the steering wheel, I think, are the driver attention system, which you can't see when you look at them with the naked eye, but the camera picks them up. They must be infrared. That's if you're awake. This is a 4-spoke steering wheel and a terrain mode.
Sounds better than mine.
Yeah, and the Meridian did sound better than mine, more bassy, and maybe they've got the retuned audio settings like the new software update has brought to the EV6 in the States, which is coming to us next, I guess. This is the powered steering adjustment. You've got telescopic up, down, powered, and tilt. I mean, this is in the GT Line S.
To see if you're staying awake sensor. Because it would have thought so.
As I say, I think that's the stay awake sensor.
It's flashing, so I think it's shining infrared.
Sorry, James. The chaps.
Right, back row seats.
I couldn't find how to get the back row seats down. I was pressing all the wrong buttons and they were putting the middle row down. But it's like a seat belt you pull. That's why I didn't recognise it as something that would bring it down. It's got multiple levels of downness. As you let it go, it sort of retracts back in. trying to get a view of the under console box, but I have to go inside the car for that. And without a light you still can't really see it. That's the button for moving the seat forward so you can get into the third row. And that's the box underneath the centre console, which has got a blue ambient light on the inside. That's what I saw last night. Thanks for Acorn Burntwood for the hospitality, as usual, and I'll put a link to their website and you can buy new and used cars from there. They've got plenty. Anyway, what else did I learn last night? I asked one of the sales guys what the availability of an EV6 would be if I ordered one now, and he said about 6 to 8 weeks. So that's improved vastly. So the long wait for those is over if you want a new EV6, which is really good news. I asked about the lighting patterns on the front grille, and apparently they should be coming out in this country and the EU next year, but we'll see if that crops up. We seem to be left behind with the fancy lights all the time, as I said the other day in the Kia EV Day video. The specs. It'll charge 154 miles in 15 minutes, it'll DC fast charge 10 to 80% in 24 minutes, and it'll do 349 miles WLTP. That's on the 19-inch Air model rear wheel drive. Dimensions, it's 5.015 metres long, it's 1.9 metres wide, roughly, 1780 high. You've got the option of a digital key. They've all trims have got a fingerprint reader to start the car, and the fingerprints are linked to profiles, so that's a step up and allows you to have one for you and one for your wife, so it'll adjust the steering wheel and the seating and everything for a different person based on fingerprint. Plus it starts the car, so you can start the car, you can open the car with a phone, and you can start the car with fingerprint. It hasn't got pin to start like a Tesla has or some of the Genesis models have, but I mean the fingerprint is pretty good and a step in the right direction. As I said earlier, it's got the USB-C port for a media connection. It's got the 14-speaker Meridian sound system, which sounded a hell of a lot better to me last night when I was listening than mine is. So as I say, I'm hopeful that software update improves things. The rear wheel drive is 200 horsepower, the all wheel drive is 378 horsepower. It's all trims have got a 99.8 lithium ion polymer battery. This is a different chemistry that I'm used to seeing, and it's made for lightness. It's probably why the car is not that cheap. It's got a custom terrain mode, it's got self-leveling suspension for towing, it's FATCHM category 1 security. The GT Line S has got a motorised sunroof and the head-up display, and remote park assist comes to the GT Line and the S. The Air gets 19-inch tyres while the rest get 21-inch tyres. The maximum brake trailer weight for the rear wheel drive is only 900 kilograms. The maximum brake trailer weight for the all wheel drive is 2,500 kilograms. So if you're towing anything large, you need the all wheel drive version. The boot capacity is 333 litres, and the front storage, froot, frunk, whatever you want to call it, is 52 litres, which is exactly the same capacity as an EV6 rear wheel drive's frunk in the EU, not the US. Also, because it's got a button on the inside, I believe that'll be the same size frunk you'll get in the US. The actual car weight for the all-wheel drive is 3,240 kilograms. Prices for the Air for the rear-wheel drive start at £64,995. The GT Line all-wheel drive is £73,245. The GT Line S 7-seat is £75,995, and the top of the range is the GT Line S 6-seat, £76,995. What did I think of it? I was impressed, very impressed with it. I mean, it is a huge car compared to what I'm used to seeing, but if I was in the market for that and I had a bigger family and I had grandkids, I could see it be very useful. And if you're towing a caravan and you've got a family, I think it's the ideal thing if you want to go electric. For what it is, it's got a huge range, some great technology, some great features. The only thing wrong is the high price, but I think the LIPO batteries may be making it higher priced than other battery chemistries might have made it. But it's still a damn good car. I will put links to all the specs and all of the materials and all of the things in the description as usual for you to have a look at. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.